Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with updates from the latest PTU 3.5.0i and some patch notes. So let's start off with all the little changes and additions. Tram announcements have been added to Area 18. Further lighting and visual bug fixes for Area 18. They've changed the pathing and acceleration of the Area 18 Skybus, shuttle bus thing, the transit system basically. They have added deferred collision to the no-fly zones. Various audio polish has been made around Area 18 and animation updates to Pacheco, Twitch, the new mission giver. They've reduced civilian foot traffic in and around Lawville. Set up shop interactions for Center Mass have been done. They've updated the G-Lock bar menu, so you can actually have a list of drinks appropriate there. Mission stuff, locker modules can now properly handle multiple deliveries. They've adjusted mission location selections for mercenary and eviction missions. They've changed the reward and opposing ships for some of the mission giver bounty missions. For ships and vehicles, flight tuning passes have been made on the Scythe Glaive and Kotu Al to make them more enjoyable and bring them into line with the other ships in their role. Tuning pass on the Vanguard to bring its rotation more in line with other ships in its role as well. They've updated turret HUDs and MFD controls for the Gladiator Constellation series and Hurricane. They've adjusted overly bright booster effects on the Buccaneer, updated the flight tuning of the 300i, updated the Reclaimer tuning slightly to allow it to take off in atmosphere better. They've updated ballistics to allow a small amount of damage even at 100%. They've updated Gatling velocity significantly as well, added the Banu Tachyon Singe Cannons size 1 to 3, which are now in-game and available. Players should no longer be able to choose the same head in the DNA face customization system. They've added carousel highlighting for selections in the DNA face customizer as well. They've updated the universe splash screen and added the ability to disable fixed asset snap aim pip to target. Keybindings have been updated as well because CIG hate having standardized keys. They love to change them dynamically as they feel is necessary from patch to patch. You can see that I'm not bitter. Engine, shield, and weapon power toggling is now on I, O, and P, respectively. Power adjustments for engines, shields, and weapons are on F5 to F8. Directional power for shield is now adjusted from numpad 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Increasing and decreasing power is done on F9 and F10. Look ahead mode is now right alt and R. HOMAS mode is on right shift. Targeting for cycling backwards is now left alt plus the corresponding targeting key, whether that's 1, 2, 3, or 5, I believe. Although it's alt 1 to just target the closest target, so there's no opposite cycling of that. They've moved cycle friendly to 5 now. They've also updated the keybind images, which you can now see if you go into your options. Have a quick look, see there. It will help. But I do recommend people rebind their keys. We'll look at the controls and do a quick start tutorial once they have more stabilized their control sets with 3.5, probably at the live build, but we'll wait and see. There's been some bug fixes as well. Players can now re-enter HABs in Area 18 after leaving, so you can literally get back into your HAB that you spawned from. Players should no longer be able to get stuck inside Area 18's hangar props. Lawville transit signs corrected for wrong stations. Mercenary eviction missions should now correctly count numbers of enemies killed when multiple are killed in a short time frame, because previously it was just not counting them and you couldn't complete the mission sometimes. Dry firing arc-light pistol should no longer animate exhaust flaps. The interdiction EM scenarios should now correctly spawn when a player is interdicted. The Reliant pilot should now have strafe animations. Turrets at underground facilities should no longer respawn too quickly. The next stock should no longer vanish with certain armor types. There should no longer be a video audio desync if one player experienced lag using peer-to-peer communications and comm calls. There should no longer be replace me textures on Snoopy caps in the PMA, the personal manager app. There's sort of like equipment screen there. Exiting an engineering station should no longer cause odd animation issues. Fixes for female pilot seat animations in Constellation and Reliant series, as well as multiple female armor textures that were incorrect have been made. Players should no longer be able to quantum travel through a moon or planet. Players should no longer be able to bypass trade travel using the ASOP relocate function. The distortion MFD HUD effects should now properly play on the affected ships. The reload animations should no longer play when dry firing the P8SC. Flight ready on vehicles should now enable interior lights. Scanning and mining modes should no longer be able to be toggled into when the ship power is off. Mining geodes should now have proper associated VFX. The magazine for the railgun should now rotate correctly. Cycling shield power should no longer let them start recharging instantly. The downed relay mission should now start properly. Derelicts should now properly spawn salvageable commodities. Traffic around ArcCorp should no longer randomly stop moving. The female character should now be able to vault. The platforms at Lawville should now have collision. Gamepad and HOTAS should now be able to bind an axis to mining throttle. Scanning should no longer trigger when attempting to look at the scoreboard in Arena Commander. AI ships should no longer appear to jitter and freeze. They fixed inconsistent scanning targeting around planetary bodies, and they've also fixed 5 client crashes, 6 server crashes, and there's been some performance tweaks as well. There are still some major known issues with the patch. Some aspect ratios do not work well with the ship HUDs. Some audio is lost after using the ASOP terminals. Quantum travel stops outside the point where orbital travel is possible. And they do need to get all those fixed, obviously. There are some others I found with sounds and audio bugs where the audio will just go. There's certainly occasional crashes still, but significantly less. This is actually a pretty damn good patch. Performance in this patch seems pretty damn solid for me as well. There's been noticeable improvements to Lawville, Levski, and Area 18 over the last couple of PTU patches. Also, Twitch Pacheco was put in the last patch. Or at least working in the last patch, and I've recently played through one of her missions. She's located at Area 18 in the ArcCorp Plaza alleyway between the ArcCorp Tower and Jobwell TDD. Her missions seem to have some new features as well that previous ones haven't really had, or at least this is a little bit more than the previous ones have had. So you get lent ships to you for her missions, so you literally have to go to a place to pick up her ship that she's lent to you. You are required to use that ship and protect it. You need to find items as well based on the description. So they'll say, go to this area and find this particular bag of drugs in this big storeroom of drugs where you can pick up all of the drugs. And you're looking for a particular mission item based on that description. It's sort of like more of an example of in-depth missions, or at least more evolved modules for them, sort of like the previous gameplay mechanics we've had for some of the missions, just expanding out. This edition reminds me a bit of Payday 2's type stealth missions, where you're looking for loot and sometimes you're looking for very specific objects. You'll see timers before other players are notified you are doing a mission, so they do have PvP elements, and once these sort of like timers are hit, then people on the server can just go, hang on, someone's doing this mission. There's a huge reward. Let's go and stop him. So counter missions are generated. I am really liking this PTU patch, and I think it's a strong candidate for a wider PTU build. To be honest, I would almost consider this patch close to a 3.5 live build. Obviously, it does need a little bit more work, but it's genuinely getting there. I want to know what people think about putting up the sort of like mission arcs for some of the mission givers. I could do a walkthrough and talk through of the Twitch Pacheco mission, the one I was describing with the drugs, or whatever one she gives me, if there are indeed more. But I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't had a chance to do that yet. So I might wait a few more days to let people get involved with that before just going, oh, well, there's no point in me doing that. I'll just tell me in the comments if you want me to do that or not at this stage or whatever. I'm happy to put it up earlier. I'm not really sure for certain things whether it's a spoiler or if it's, no, we actually want to see that, or, well, it's going to change anyway sort of thing. So please tell me what you think. There's lots of other stuff that I'll be covering over the next few days anyway, but I'm happy to add that because it's just playing through one of the missions and it's pretty good fun and it's quite interesting. So tell me what you want in the comments below. Every month we have a ship giveaway. This month, by popular demand again, it's for an Anvil Carrack. This time sponsored by Forgotten Heralds, a lawful private military company with a history grounded in UEE military service. They are recruiting at the moment and are a good choice for both veteran and new players alike. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that Carrack, though, is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen videos made during this month. links to more info on Forgotten Heralds, and full details of the giveaway down below. If you don't have a gaming PC yet, or you are upgrading, instead consider Shadow Cloud Gaming. They allow you to leverage the powers of the internet to stream a high-spec Windows 10 environment to any other PC, Mac, or device like a smartphone or tablet. It is working really well in Star Citizen's 3.4 branch, and be sure to use the code BoredGamer if you do decide to check it out to get a discount. Links below. This channel exists because of its community. If you wish to support the channel further, below there are links to Patreon, Subscribestar, and there's the YouTube channel memberships, literally the join button below this video. VIPs do get some exclusive stuff and early content as a thank you as well. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or just want to say hi, please drop a comment below or poke me on discord.gg/BoredGamer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.